KWBU is the NPR affiliate station, NPR National Public Radio affiliate radio station for Waco and the heart of Texas, mostly McLennan County, but brings NPR news as primary programming, but also classical music during the day, other news and talk from other sources in the evenings, and on weekends there's entertainment programs like Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me and other kinds of talk. We also have news from Texas with Texas Standard, news from around the state. So all of this news, trustworthy journalism that is essential, we think, to a healthy democracy is what KWBU provides for Waco here, McLennan County. The source of trustworthy news is not just trustworthy headlines. There's a depth to the stories that are reported through NPR. There's depth and breadth and color. You can hear in the sound of what people are saying. You get a sense of where you are, and you get a sense of the world and the other people in the world and the issues that we're facing. And all of this is what NPR brings, and let us consider what the issues of the day are and get those facts so that we can make up our own minds. Another thing that KWBU does, because it's here, is we have local programming, much of it produced by volunteers, but we also have our own reporter who does local stories. So we are able to share stories from here in Waco with our own community, and when stories happen that are really big, national services come to us and we are able to share these stories with the world from our perspective rather than an outsider's perspective. KWBU is public radio, and public broadcasting was set up in a different way than commercial broadcasting. We're beholden to our audience first, not to advertisers first. And in fact, the FCC makes sure this is the case in that we're not allowed by law to run regular advertising or to sell regular advertising. Businesses can support programming, and we give them credit for that. But the most important source of funding is individuals who use the service. That tells us many things, and one thing it tells us is that it is valuable to those who use the service, and so those other sources of funding can say, okay, I'm supporting something that people really want. It means that we are beholden to those people, those who use the service, our audience, the people of Waco directly. But it's also our business plan, it's the way it's set up. It feels like it's free. It feels like you can listen to the radio anytime you want to listen to it, and it doesn't cost anything. But in fact, it's voluntary. We still have expenses. We pay for our programming. We pay for the news that comes from NPR. We have to pay our employees here, the staff, what we do. So all of these expenses are still there, and they have to be paid. The best way for them to be paid, in fact, the business model we have, is for listeners to say, this is important enough for me to support it. If listeners didn't do that, we couldn't stay on the air. And so listeners understand that, and they voluntarily pledge their support, give us the money and what fits their budget as well. People can support, primarily the way most people support KWBU is by donating money. And you can do it as a one-time gift, or you can make it a monthly gift. And for those who work at Baylor, there's payroll deduction. It makes it an easy thing. There are ways we can work it out and work it to fit your budget. We have some donors who give us in the thousands per year because they can afford it. It's not a lot of them, but there are some. There are many who give us a few hundred per year. Some consider $1 a day, and some will consider $20 a month or $10 a month. And then there are those who say, I don't have a lot to give, but I'll give you what I can. And whatever that is, all of those, we call them members. they're essentially taking ownership of the station, and at whatever level fits the budget, that is the biggest help. We also have volunteers. We have people who come in and help out, especially at other times. We're not in pandemic. But we'll help out during pledge drives, we'll help out during mailings, and help us on the air. We have several volunteers who actually do programs for us. They produce programs with us and come in and do that. So there are a number of ways that people can be involved and can help. Our Community Advisory Council, they're all volunteers. Our Board of Directors are all volunteers. The way most people can help, and the most important way overall, is the donations of money that actually keep the station going.